Everyone knows the blissful feeling of music blasting so loud you feel it in your chest, melting away into the sweet sound, whether that be coming from your car, a concert, or a pair of headphones. Music gives us that enjoyment. Regardless of what genre of music you listen to, there's a component that is shared between it all: a beat. Drumming is very important and it plays an important factor in the music we listen to today in different shapes or forms. It can be found in many different genres. In lively music such as rock and country, acoustic drums are used. In genres such as trap, rap, or pop, electronic drums are mostly used. It's important to know where the things we like come from so we can learn to appreciate them more. I've been drumming for around 8 years and it's one of my favorite hobbies. I've always found it very interesting and very important part of music. For that reason, I will be discussing the history of drums, the type of drums, and important influential music artists with drums. Knowing where the history comes from is also very important. HistoryofDrums.net declares that there is still no clear indication of where or when drums were originated from. The earliest indication is about 5500 BC in China. The drum found is called alligator's drum. It consists of clay, wood, alligator skin, and is shaped like a cylinder. It is found during the Neolithical era, which is the last division of the Stone Age. So this was most likely used for rituals and ceremonies. When drums became modern and frequently used was around the 18 and 1900s. According to the website A Brief History of Drums, in the 1800s, drums were used in the military. Drums used consist of snares, bass drum, and cymbals. These were often used as for ceremonies and celebrations. In 1909, William F. Ludwig created what we know as the modern-day drum set. Although when he created it was very simple and slightly less abstract as it is now, it was still very important. It consists of a snare, a hi-hat, a crash, and a kick drum. Because of this invention, it opened a gateway to a lot of other kinds of drums, those ranging from electrical and acoustic. Acoustic drums either consist of acoustic drum sets or hand drums. According to the website Take a Lesson, acoustic drum sets are often used for rock, metal, jazz, and fusion. Same concept, just different size of drums to create different sounds. Hand drums are different. These are used more culturally and often can be found in African countries or Hispanic-driven countries. They consist of congos, bongos, and tambourines. In the 1900s, electrical drum machines and electrical drums were brought into light. In the website Flypaper, it says that the drum machine TR-808 was created. This is one of the most influential drum machines to this day and is still widely used. In the 1980s, drum pads and electric drums were created. These were used to minimize the loudness of acoustic drums and to fit them into smaller locations. They are also often used by pop artists. Although these drums are very important, they wouldn't be as significant as those if it wasn't for those who use them. For acoustic drums, jazz and rock artists were a very important push. An important jazz artist is Earl Palmer. According to the website Briefish History, he was the most recorded drummer in history. He played with many artists ranging from Little Richard to Tina Turner and to the Beach Boys. And a very important rock artist was John Bonham, and he was a drummer for the band Led Zeppelin. According to the website Get Inspired, he was ranked the #1 greatest drummer of all time. In the 1980s, drum machines were very popular, but still wasn't enough for a breakthrough or a cultural shift. That's until Marvin Gaye released the song Sexual Healing. That was the first song that became very popular, mostly consisted of electronic drums. And this is very important because from that moment, many other artists started to use these, and that can be seen very often today. Music is something that brings us all together, and I think it's very important that we recognize that. Regardless of who or where you're from, music is always there. It's important to know the history of drums so we understand why the artists use their drums. Not only that, but it allows us to appreciate the artists that use the drums as well. Drums are such a diverse instrument that it's so widely spread it can be used by any culture or any group of people. They say that music is what keeps us held together, commune together, and I agree, but I feel that drums are a very important factor because they've been along the longest. And they held it together, and they are known as the heartbeat of music. So I think that it's very important to recognize the impact of drums having on music and culture as a whole.